What's up guys, Mickle here, and the big banks want you out of XRP. In this video, I want to talk about exactly what I mean by this, because earlier today we actually got some brand new stats breaking down the different major institutions in the United States and their involvement in the cryptocurrency sector. Guys, I want to show you some stats that will absolutely shock you and how much adoption we are actually getting behind the scenes. Like always, your support means so much to this channel. Thank you to everyone who takes the time to like the videos and to subscribe to the channel. These things really help me out so much. Also, if you ever need a good place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out my favorite exchange Uphold down in the description of this video. With that said though, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. Guys, I wanted to start out this video and just quickly point out that Charles Hoskinson actually said earlier today that he believes 2025 is going to be the biggest bull market we have ever seen in crypto. And I just thought this was really interesting because I think this was one of the things that I kind of beat everyone to the narrative on. I was one of the few people saying that 2024 and 2025 might be the most bullish years in crypto we have ever seen to date. Now, this was an unpopular opinion because at the time, everyone was pushing forward this theory of diminishing returns. This theory that every single bull market, right, got less exponential and longer and longer. Essentially saying that the crypto asset class is going to get less and less volatile over time. Now, I kind of broke the narrative, and as you've probably heard me say millions of times on this channel, when I started saying, no, this time is absolutely different. The institutions stepping into this market right now are going to completely change the supply and demand dynamic. Guys, what we're seeing right now in the Bitcoin market alone is that institutions are adding billions of dollars of flows that the market has never seen before. And this is just getting started. We are about to enter into a time period where every single financial advisor on earth has a financial incentive to get their customers into the cryptocurrency asset class. We are at the start of a transformation, mainstream adoption of this technology, and I really do believe this is going to lead to price increases the likes we have never seen before in history. I just thought it was really interesting because I kind of felt like I was making a bold claim coming on here and saying, hey, this is going to be the biggest bull run we have ever seen to date. So it's kind of cool to see someone like Charles actually reconfirming that his thoughts are the same exact way. It's going to be really interesting to see how things play out. But guys, I think the things I'm going to show you in this video are going to let you know that regardless of what's happening right now, we are just getting started. So I want to take the time in this video to show you what I mean when I say the big institutions want you out of cryptocurrency. Because guys, if I told you Vanguard, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, these companies were investing heavily into blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies, you probably wouldn't believe me. Right, JP Morgan's been going out of their way over the last couple years to spread the narrative that cryptocurrency is a big nothing burger and you shouldn't touch it. We have seen Vanguard literally not allow customers into the Bitcoin ETF. So knowing these things, it would probably be pretty shocking to find out that these institutions are actually investing in cryptocurrency heavily. Take a look at this chart right here. Now, it's probably hard for you to actually see what's in this chart, but on the left, we have the top 25 largest financial institutions in the entire world. And on the top, we have different categories such as digital asset custody, digital asset investment, digital asset usage, just a whole bunch of different categories for their adoption of digital assets. And what you can see by this chart is that a massive amount of the top 25 institutions are aggressively getting into digital assets right now. Now, this isn't what they're telling you when they go on CNBC. This is not what they're telling you in the news. In fact, they're telling you the exact opposite. So it begs the question, why are these institutions investing in this asset class so aggressively and telling you the exact opposite? Well, the truth is, this is the first time in history retail was able to beat the institutions in. Typically, when there's a new technology, the institutions invest in it in their private seed rounds, in their accredited investor rounds, and they don't really need to worry about hiding anything from you because you can't invest in it either way, right? They're just doing it in ways that you can't get access to the investment. But cryptocurrencies are completely different. For the first time in history, we beat the institutions here. We were making investments in the networks that the institutions now understand are going to be critical to the rails of our next generation financial system. So they can't talk about it, right? They don't want to make it too obvious. They actually instead want to try to keep you out as they build out their investments in infrastructure. But this chart alone, right, should let you know that these institutions are investing aggressively into this industry, and these are the top 25 largest financial institutions on earth. These are the big boys of the big boys. These are the guys who make the system. These are the guys who control the system. This isn't a random grouping of 25 banks. These are the most important financial players out there. I cannot stress enough how significant this is. This is telling you, right, you beat them there. They are building aggressively into this asset class and scrambling to get things set before it's too late. Now, I want to show you specifically why I believe Ripple and XRP are really going to be at the center of this transformation. And I think it's really going to help you understand why Ripple and XRP are so rarely talked about by the big institutions, so rarely talked about on CNBC and in the media. But I just want to start off and quickly make the point. Guys, Ripple's strategy since day one was to reach out to these major financial institutions and help them adopt blockchain technology. Ripple knew since the start that the moment we're in right now, right, these white boxes turning green was going to happen. They always understood that these institutions were going to have to update their rails and they were going to need help doing it. And it just shows you how far ahead of the curve Ripple has been since day one. While all these different other cryptocurrency networks were trying to circumvent the system, trying to get away from these big players, Ripple understood that these big players hold all the value, they hold all the assets, and therefore it was going to be critical to help them update their systems to really get adoptions of these networks. These institutions have the network effects in place right now. And what Ripple understood was that they are not going to lose their network effects. They just need updated rails to keep their assets, keep their customer base in place, but then slap the next generation technology underneath it. This strategy was absolutely genius. And what I'm going to show you right here is going to let you know that Ripple and XRP are at the center of all of this adoption, all of this change going on behind the scenes. What you're looking at right here is actually an internal report talking about how the adoption of these banks is actually flowing into the public cryptocurrencies. And read this right here. Unlike other cryptocurrencies, Ripple has the most interest/adoption from central banks and large institutions. Crypto asset bridge currencies and settlement proxies for CBDCs are critical utility of cryptocurrency. Guys, the big banks behind the scenes understand what we understand. They just don't want to confirm it. They know Ripple is one of the few companies out there building real world products to transform our financial system. They understand XRP is one of the few digital assets that offers real world utility in actually upgrading the rails as we know them today. But they can't talk about it. They don't want to talk about it because if they talk about it, they know the madness it will usher into XRP. Take a look at what happened in 2018. XRP was all over CNBC and the price went up tens of thousands of percent. The institutions right now, as you're looking at right here, are building out their systems aggressively, and they fully understand that Ripple and XRP are one of the few systems that are ready for institutional adoption. They don't want you to know about it. They do not want you investing into this asset because it is what they are currently building their position in. And I want to finish this video off and just show you one more data point that I saw earlier today, and this is actually from Ripple's vice president of product. He wrote this article that is titled "Crypto Comes to Age and Banks Are Joining the Party." Guys, so many people said forever that banks were never going to get involved in cryptocurrencies. Banks were never going to get involved in XRP. But what we know now is that was just a narrative put out by the banks. Behind the scenes, Ripple is working with these institutions. Ripple is helping these institutions adopt digital assets, but they can't let you know about it. That's why all these institutions, when they're asked publicly about digital assets, they say, oh, we can't really talk about that. Oh, we don't see any utility. But then in the background, we see massive networks being built out. Guys, the reason the meme coins, the reason why the Uniswaps and the Ethereums are pumping right now is because they're just retail products, right? They're things for retail to play around in. The institutions understand that these are not enterprise grade products, and therefore they can pump it all over the media. They can let these things run because at the end of the day, who cares? It's not production ready institutional grade blockchain technology. What Ripple and XRP are building is something so much bigger than many people understand. What the institutions are talking about behind the scenes is Ripple and XRP. Those are the rails that they are building on. So despite the fact that we don't see Ripple and XRP all over the retail news, all over the things that you and I see on a daily basis, what we see is the big institutions are all over what Ripple and XRP are doing. The big institutions understand that they are not going to be able to build the technology in the next generation financial system. They are not capable. These big institutions understand they are not going to be building the rails for the next generation financial system. They suck at software. They are not capable of doing the things Ripple and XRP are capable of. Ripple and XRP, they understood this since day one. So they went to the big institutions and said, hey, you need to upgrade your system or you are going to be left in the dust. Ripple and XRP were the only digital asset and digital asset company who had this idea. Everyone else was trying to circumvent the system. Everyone else was trying to get away from the system. Ripple and XRP were positioned to help the system. That is the age we're being ushered into right now. They don't want you to know about it. They want you to keep chasing meme coins and stay out of the assets with utility. Guys, I have a feeling as we head into the biggest bull run we have ever seen, all of that is going to be let loose and we are going to see these assets appreciate to their true potential. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed this update. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does mean so much. And for now, Mickle out.